So first and foremost, I want to say, actually, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, yeah.
You know, first of all, let's talk. I mean, Born Sinner. I mean, I have to be honest with you. When I've been following you more so from Friday Night Lights.
Nice.
And, what I looked at when I heard the album yesterday is I was actually intrigued. How did you actually overcome rejection? Because a lot of the story is about overcoming situations.
Yeah.
And even with the single, which will be coming up, TLC, like, is that innate for you to be able to get over, you know, obstacles? Because you were saying, like, you know, you're very kind of hard-headed. Where did that come from? Like,
oh man, that's such a great question. I don't even know. You telling me something? Because it definitely is a lot of that in the album and just in my life period. Like, always, like, I'm fueled by rejection. So like when when Friday Night Lights was like a smash and was so huge, like, it didn't even have a big of effect on me as when the first album wasn't received like I wanted it to be. Like, most people wouldn't view it as this, but I felt rejected, like, because they didn't feel like my album was the shit, and I could see why it was like just viewed as like a really good album instead of like an incredible album. But that felt like rejection. You know what I mean? Which is my fuel. Like, that's, you saying that is crazy. That's always been my fuel. Like, even going back to high school, not making a basketball team 2 years in a row. Like, I'm telling you, the first time I was like, I took the rejection like, damn, that's crazy, man. They ain't put me on the team. Like, they're tripping. Like, they messed up.
yeah.
Right? And then the second time I ain't get on the pick for the team, I was like, all right, now I need to do something. You know what I mean? Like, I got to go harder. I got to work harder. And I started playing basketball and working and training, something I had never done before in my life, like with a type of discipline that I had never done because of the rejection. I was like, yo, I'm going to make sure. My mind state was like, I'm going to make sure. Ain't no way they're going to cut me next year. You know what I'm saying? And it made me do that. Same thing with Jay-Z, getting rejected from, you know, he wouldn't even take my beat CD. Same thing to me bringing him all these singles, these songs that I thought were singles, and him not approving them. That was rejection. And I would just come back harder. And I think the thing is that I think, and I looked to Jay-Z for approval so much that, like, that final rejection, I feel like had like a very bad impact on me. Like, it was for the first time in my life, rejection actually did harm me. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably the only time in my life I feel like rejection like had a negative effect. But really, when I look back, it was supposed to happen because it just made me stronger. Like, it put me through the shit I had to go through. You know what I mean? Like, in a place I had never been before. Like, where my confidence wasn't there. My quiet confidence wasn't there. You know what I mean? I used to always have a quiet confidence, and that was like gone now. And like, it put me in that place, but it made me better. You know what I mean? Because I still had the skill and talent to get through it. I just had to fight my own mind and shit. That's crazy you say rejection. That's really what it comes down to. And that was like a big story of the album. Rejection from like the critics, and rejection from like the Jay-Z over singles. You know, rejection from Nas. You know, rejection from even some of my fans. Like, oh man, you ain't as good as you was on Warm Up at Friday Night Lights. You know what I mean? So that shit fueled this album.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, and you know, because you're not someone you're not a habitual tweeter.
Right.
So even if you're going through that, and I looked at it and I was saying to myself, like, when we deal with that type of situation, some of us internalize it. We talk to our peers, but you know, I remember you were saying there was probably like 3-4 months when I wouldn't call it. I'll call it, quote unquote, musical depression.
Exactly.
Like the beats, you know.
Right.
But did you really see a light at the end of the tunnel? Because when you're in that dark place, you know, what was the light that made you feel like I can get through this?
I didn't know I was in the dark. That's the thing. I didn't know I was in the, I didn't realize it. I was just walking around with a heavy weight for a long time that was only gone when the album sold. And it was like, wow. So a part of that weight was gone, but it wasn't until I started creating again freely and like all this amazing stuff started pouring out that I realized the difference between where I was at when I'm in a good place and where I was at when I was in that bad place. And then I remembered how I was. Eventually, I remember like, yo, of course you wasn't making good music. Every time you was picking a sound, you was asking yourself, was it a hit sound? I remembered that. You know what I mean? So it's like, when I was in the place, I didn't know. You know what I mean? I wasn't conscious of it. It was just like I was carrying weight, and I was just trying to get through it, trying to figure out whatever way possible. Like, because I'm going to just keep going, and I'm going to figure this shit out eventually.
And you know what? But the thing which I find interesting in you saying that is, sometimes you need time to figure things out because you don't have the answers
Yes.
at a point, and it's like, I need to work this out. I need to work it through. It may take me a month.
Mm-hmm.
It may take me a year.
Mm-hmm.
But in your position then, everyone's eyes are on you.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, so that must have been,
Yeah, it was
crazy,
heavy.
man.
Like the fact that I made it through all that and still came out like stronger, and I made it to where I am now is like it's a blessing, yo. Because I could have easily been a statistic, some type of statistic of an artist that just like kind of falls off and loses itself. You know what I mean? And like goes and just tries to make hits, pop hits for the rest of his career because he just lost touch. But it's like hard. It was hard, but I got through it without even knowing I was getting through it.